Hey y'all, I know it can be difficult to be paleo around a bunch of people who aren't paleo. And there's often the kinds of the headbutting that happens there, right? Like you tell someone you're paleo and they're like, oh my God, why would you do that? Or what do you eat when you're paleo? Or all of these other things. So some of my suggestions for how to deal with that is one, well, don't tell people if you don't have to, right? If you think that there's someone who's going to try and convince you of all the reasons to not be paleo, then don't tell them. They don't need to know. And that's even true when you're at social gatherings. You can just say, no, it's okay, I don't need to eat that. And I know that can be a really tricky situation, right? Because most of us, as a culture, we bond over food. That's a human thing. We always bond over food. So when you go to someone's house or when you're out at a party and someone offers you food or drink and you say no, that can be a tricky situation. Just do it with a smile. Just let them know, like, no worries, I've already eaten. I'm okay. Thank you so much. And that will help diffuse the situation. That's really what it comes down to, is figure out how to navigate these things easily. And it's hard in the beginning, and it definitely takes time. So again, my first suggestion is if you don't have to tell them, if it doesn't matter to their life or yours, I would avoid it, because a lot of people are going to try and tell you X, Y, and Z thing. Also, be wary of being that person that tells everybody that they're paleo. I get the fact that you're super excited and you feel great doing paleo. I was this person. Believe me, I went through it. Pretty sure my husband was really aggravated at me because I told everybody we met that I did paleo and they needed to too. I totally get that urge, because you do feel amazing and you want to share that with everybody, right? You want everybody to feel this good. Hey, I've sat here creating Paleo University because I love it so much. But that gets really old for people. And everybody knows that they need to eat better. But trying to make that change is really hard. So what I recommend is you can talk about how you feel better. And if it comes up naturally in conversation, sure, talk about it. Lead by example, though. Just people will eventually see what you're eating. They'll see that you eat really well and they'll ask you about it, and you can then provide answers. But trying to lead out the gate with basically like, hey y'all, I'm paleo, it's a little bit much. So those are things I would recommend. I also say too, when it comes to family gatherings, because that can be super tricky too, like holidays, right? Easter or Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it might be. What I would say personally, what I would do on those days is I wouldn't necessarily eat paleo that day. That would be a day that I would choose to eat all of the foods that everybody else does, because it's a holiday and I want to enjoy it. And I get to do that because I am eating nutritious, dense food all the other days around it, right? If we only ate that way, like we would on Christmas, or like a lot of people do every single day, if we only ate that way one day a week, that would only be 52 days a year compared to the 365 days that are in a year. That's a really good ratio, right? 52 to 365. I like those numbers. And if we lived in that space, we would be doing really well. So that would be my call for a lot of family gatherings, is to actually eat the food. It's okay. One day's not going to kill you. All right, that's my brief answer about how to deal with being paleo around people who aren't paleo and around some family and friends. If you have more specific questions about that, please send them to me and I'll answer them for you. That's it for now.